guys, how you doing? It's Miss Berger. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about integer operations. Specifically, we'll be talking about adding and subtracting integers. The crazy thing about integers is that we do it without a calculator. So these are things that we're going to do longhand. So I'll show you some tips and tricks on how to get those done. Okay, so let's dive in. Say we have this number sentence over here. -4 plus 6 equals what? Well, I have integers, right? Positive and negative whole numbers. So first, I'm going to show you a strategy on the number line, and I'm going to label my number line. So -1, -2, -3, -4. Remember, as I go left, I go smaller. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as I go right, I go bigger. So when I'm adding two things, I'm taking two unlike things and I'm putting them together. So if I have -4, that's where I start. I'm down here on the number line at -4. But I want to add +6. And remember, if I'm going positive, I'm going to the right. So that means I'm going to take 6 jumps from where I started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I land on that +2. So -4 plus 6 is +2, right? Pretty easy peasy, not too crazy yet. But we're going to look at another strategy because sometimes you don't have a number line handy to use when you're adding integers together. So let's look at -8 plus 12, right? I don't have a number line handy at the moment, so I'm going to use a scoreboard strategy. Now, if you're familiar, right, a scoreboard, right? So say like football, there's the home team and then there's the away team. So we're going to say we have the positive team and the negative team. So I look at my two integers. The first one is -8. So the negative team has 8 points. The second one is +12. So the positive team has 12 points. So now I look at who's winning, who has more points, and by how much. So the positive team is winning because they have 12 points, and 12 is more than 8. And so by how much? Well, 12 is 4 more than 8, and that's positive. So the positive team is winning by 4. So -8 plus 12 is +4. Pretty simple, right? Well, let's look at another example. So say I have 5 plus -7. And I want to know what that equals. Well, again, I'm going to use my scoreboard strategy. So I have my positive team here, my negative team here. So the first number is +5, so that's my positive team. And the second number is -7, so that's my negative team. Negative team has 7 points. So I look and I see, well, who's winning? Well, the negative team has more. 7 is more than 5, and they're winning by 2 points. But since the negative team is winning, I write -2. So 5 plus -7 is -2. Does that make sense so far? All right, let's try one more. All right, so now what if I have -3 plus -4? Well, let's use that game board strategy, scoreboard strategy. So I have negative and positive. Well, if I look at my first number, my first integer, the negative team has 3 points, so I'm going to put a 3. And then again, the second integer, the negative team has 4 points, which means the positive team hasn't scored yet. They have 0 points. They're not on the board yet. So I'm going to look at this negative, right? I have 3 and 4, and I'm going to add the negative points together. So 3 and 4 is 7. And since they're both negative, I put a -7. So -3 plus -4 is -7. Pretty simple. But now we're going to throw a little kicker in there, and we're going to talk about subtraction. So when we subtract integers, we add one additional step, and that is KCF. We're going to keep, we're going to change, we're going to flip. So, for example, if you have 4 plus -6. Nope, sorry. What am I doing with my life, guys? We're subtracting. Help me out. Okay, we're going to try that again. Say we have 4 minus -6. Here we go. Now I'm ready. We're going to use that KCF strategy. So we're going to keep the first integer, keep. We're going to change subtraction to multiplication, and we're going to flip the second integer. So we're going to take its opposite. So if it's negative, it becomes positive. If it's positive, it becomes negative. So really, 4 minus -6 is the same as 4 plus 6, which is 10. Boom, super simple. So if you can add integers, you can subtract integers. Let's do one more strategy, or one more example, really. We're going to use the same strategy. All right, so let's have -5 minus 10. We'll throw in a double digit, right? All right, so we're going to use that KCF. So I'm going to keep the first integer. Remember, this is only for subtraction. I'm going to change subtract to add. And this is a positive 10. So I'm going to make it a negative 10, right? So now I really have -5 plus -10. Well, let's use our scoreboard strategy. Positive team, negative team. Negative team has 5 points. And then the negative team again has 10 points. Positive team has 0 points. So 5 and 10 is 15. Remember, if we're on the same side, we add them. And because it's the negative team, we add that -15. So -5 plus -10 is -15. All right, guys, we're going to keep practicing. Remember the rules of adding and subtracting. We only KCF for that subtraction. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Love ya. Bye.